Hello and welcome back to Hello Mayor. I'm City of Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman, and we have another wonderful show for you as we follow up with our not-for-profit social service organizations. Today, I'm joined by Catholic Charities CEO, Deacon Tom Roberts, and also by Biar Atem. Biar is a refugee who was one of the lost boys forced to flee South Sudan in the 1980s. And as you will learn and hear, he was eventually able to come here to Las Vegas, where he's found and made a life for himself, thriving because Catholic Charities made it possible. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. Deacon Tom and Biar, welcome. We're delighted you're here and appreciate it. We're going to have an incredible conversation.
Thank you, Mayor, for having us, and it's always good to be with you.
Hello, Mayor. It's a pleasure having us on the show.
It's going to be wonderful. But before we start talking about Biar's incredible life story, we wanted to give you some background of what happened to thousands of young boys like Biar who were living in the Sudan during the Second Civil War.
These are the faces of boys whose lives changed forever in 1987, when civil war forced an estimated 20,000 young boys from their families and villages in South Sudan. Conflict in this area stemmed from differences in culture and religion between the North and South, the North primarily Muslim, the South Christian. Many of the boys in South Sudan fled to escape death or induction into the Sudan People's Liberation Army. These boys, most just 6 or 7 years old, would eventually be known as the Lost Boys. Their trek led them first to Ethiopia, a journey that lasted about 3 months, most walking with merely the clothes on their back. They faced hunger, dehydration, and exhaustion, all while trying to remain hidden in the dense African bush. Some, though, were attacked by wild animals, drowned in the river, or were caught in the crossfire. The boys who made it to Ethiopia lived off the land for 3 years until it became a refugee camp. But shortly after, the Ethiopian government was overthrown. The Lost Boys were forced out, once again starting a trek that would lead them back through Sudan and then to a refugee camp in Kenya. In total, the boys walked an estimated 1,000 miles until they made it to Kenya. Only half survived the journey. Those who did survive lived at the refugee camp for 8 to 9 years. In 1999, however, the United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees and the U.S. State Department referred nearly 4,000 children and young adults to the United States for permanent resettlement, including here in Las Vegas. For Hello Mayor, I'm Melissa Duran.